A couple of years later, England declared India a colony. India? Yes, the whole damned thing was a colony now of Great Britain. And England became, through an act of Parliament, empire. Officially an empire. And Victoria was its empress. Oh, she loved that empress. Oh, Mr. Disraeli, how good of you. Yes, he had engineered the whole thing. He was always pressing for that. But Disraeli, a couple of years later, he retired from government. She had created him Lord Beaconsfield. And constant in touch and all of that. He was a widower now. He'd married up with a lady with money, and she had passed away, and so he was alone, and Victoria was very attentive. But in 1881, Disraeli was dying. He was in his late 70s. He wasn't very old. And Victoria was constantly sending over flowers and fruit and all of this. And in the last days, she knew, because she kept in touch, she sent messages, would Lord Beaconsfield like her to come and see him before the end? And he sent back the message through his servants. Please thank Her Majesty, but no. She would only want me to take a message to Albert. Disraeli had been a great promoter of England's empire. He had been one of the architects of the Suez Canal acquisition, if you will. British colonies were forming right and left as a result of imperial activity. He supported a strong monarchy. The Tories were all behind the monarchy. They didn't want to see it diminished in any way. But now that Disraeli was gone, she had to confront Gladstone, who was still in power. And she may have been a dedicated imperialist, but he was the very opposite. Now, Gladstone, Prime Minister, had to buck his own government. You see this happening today, in case you hadn't noticed. You're following British politics or not? The Labour Party backbenchers are opposing the Prime Minister, as the Labour Party's in power. And there's a great deal of conflict. Well, this was happening to Gladstone as well. His backbenchers and the opposition party, the Tories, were all in favor of imperial activities. And Gladstone was opposing them. The Zulu War in 79 in Africa, I'm talking about all about Africa now. Gladstone didn't like that. He opposed it, but they overrode him, and England got into that.